days ago, let me see if I can put this one up right quick. On the truck, right? We saw Tay on the truck. We saw Rico on the truck. We've never seen that before. And we also saw, we just saw them giving out food. So it has come to my attention, y'all, and I have this on very good authority. Okay. Y'all know if I don't disclose my sources, unless I'm told that I can disclose the source, but I have it on very, very good authority, y'all, that Carmen was reported to the Texas Department of Texas Department of State Health Services. So that's the department that regulates food trucks, handlers, all of that stuff, any kind of food services. So the Texas Department of State Health Services. And she was reported for operating that truck without a license. You cannot go to Texas and not have a license in place at all for your food truck, even if you're not selling, just handling food. So I want to show you guys a bit of what that looks like and what the repercussions for Carmen could be, because I didn't report it. I will tell you that. Y'all know that there's only so far that I go on this platform. I report it, I give my information and etc. But report it meaning report to you guys. Give my information, or give information and give my opinion, and then move on. I don't even have time to call on Carmen for her food handling permit. You know what I'm saying? So mobile food units are defined in Texas as a vehicle-mounted mobile food establishment designed to be readily movable. That's the legal, technical, not even technical, but that's the legal actual definition of a mobile food unit. So in Texas, there are a number of things that you have to do before you can even get started, right? And one of those things is you have to have an initial inspection of your truck, right? They want to see how it looks and it's, like as it is right now. And then you have to go through all these steps. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show y'all all the hoops that Carmen have to jump through that she overstepped, just so that she can get a food truck, get the truck up and running. So hang on, let me show you guys. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is outrageous to me because see, Carmen, Boss Lady was the one who, hold on. Boss Lady was the one who handled all of this stuff, right? She's the one who definitely permits. This is it. Yep. Okay. She's the one who handled all of the paperwork, the administrative stuff, the legal stuff. She's the one. Carmen, like, she has no clue about any of this stuff at all whatsoever. That's why sharing the screen was canceled. That's why she partnered with Karina to begin with, because she didn't have the business know-how, the business savvy to do the things that she was supposed to do to be compliant. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. So a mobile food unit. So first of all, the food that she's going to be giving to people, giving out, or even selling, according to the Texas rule, it has to be, that mobile food truck has to be operated or based out of, right, a licensed central preparatory facility, right, or other approved retail food establishment. So basically, you have to have a place to properly store your food at proper temperatures. You have to have, supplies and cleaning services and operations, service operations, including the flushing and drainage of liquid waste and filling of potable water, right? So you have to, this is very important. Like, you have to have a facility that you are, established with, tied to, partnered with, aligned with, where you can operate your food truck out of, to clean it daily, to make sure that the food, again, is stored at a certain temperature, to get clean water from, all of that stuff. So it says the mobile food unit operator must provide a signed letter of authorization during the mobile food operator must, so that will be Carmen, has to sign a letter of authorization during the pre-licensing inspection if the establishment is not owned by her. So the most recent inspection for the CPS shall remain on file. So basically what this is saying is Carmen has to sign a document, right? Authorizing the pre-inspection. And so, as I said, before you can actually get licensed, you have to go through this pre-inspection. So she has to sign off on that. She has to have a facility. And then you have to have a servicing area also, right? So this is the location that they'll be supplying their water from, disposing the waste, and it has to comply with, so all these different things, right? Servicing area, variance request requirement, et cetera, et cetera. So this is just a piece of it. The other piece of it is this, right? So Texas goes on, the Health and Human Services, Department of Health and Human Services, they go on to give a definition of what a mobile food truck is, right? This would be one. This one, I don't know if you guys can see my mouth circling it, but the first picture of the mobile food truck. So they give different types of food trucks, right? And they use the term MFU, which just means mobile food unit, right? So the establishment, the mobile food unit shall be mobile at all times. So you have to have wheels on it. You can't be taking the wheels off of it. And you know what I'm saying? Just sitting and parking it somewhere there permanently. It shall be protected from entry of pests with tight fitting doors and windows. We know Carmen not worrying about none of that. Walls and ceilings shall be smooth, easily cleanable, and light in color. Walls and they want it light in color because they don't want you to have food and other stuff on the wall that's hidden by dark colors. So it has to be light so you can, when the truck is inspected, it can be inspected properly, and any visible signs of stains or dried in food can be easily seen on a light background, right? At least that's my interpretation of why it needs to be light and not dark. Walls and ceilings should be smooth. Walls and ceilings shall protect against entry of rodents, rats, and insects. Screens shall be at least 16 mesh to 1 inch. Exterior surfaces should be weather-resistant materials. Push carts do not need to be enclosed. That's those hot dog carts that's picture in the middle, just above this. And then roadside vendors do not need to be closed either, right? So lots and lots of requirements, as you can see, right? Water, they have to have hot and cold water under pressure supplied to all the sinks permanently installed. Water supply must meet the demands of the operation. So a whole bunch of stuff. Waste retention tank for liquid waste must be 15% larger than the potable water tank, etc. So a lot. They go on to even give requirements for the equipment. Equipment should be adequate to maintain hot and or cold temperatures. So if you're selling something hot, your equipment has to be, equipped or adequate to maintain that hot temperature on the of the food that you're serving, or cold if it's something cold like ice cream or whatever. The mobile food unit shall only provide single service articles to consumers. I don't know exactly what that means. And then you have your manual warewashing and hand washing sink. So you have to have a sink. There has to at least be one hand washing sink supplied with soap and a hand drying device. They're not playing in Texas, baby. This is not Atlanta. You can't just pull up and talk about who hungry, who want to eat. Nah, that ain't how it works. Or I have, food for sale. You can't do that. Like, these people are very, very, they do this. A lot of businesses do this because in business, what happens is there's a threshold of entry, right? It's what it's called. So if you are, so I'll give you an example. So owning a car manufacturing organization, let's say like Tesla, right? In order to, if you're like, damn, I want to make design cars and sell cars too, there's a certain threshold entry, a certain amount of money that you have to have and products that you have to have in order to enter into, to cross the threshold into any business space, right? And so sometimes that threshold is too high. People can't produce the money for that, or they can't produce enough product to actually cross over into that space. For Carmen, these are these rules. That's the threshold to get into the space. All these rules that we're talking about right now, in order to cross that threshold into the food service or food handling industry and get properly licensed, these are the requirements, right? These are everything that you have to meet in order to cross that threshold and gain entry into that space, right? So the three components must be, so she has to have a sink, one for hand washing, and then she has to have clean water for rinsing, and then sanitizing of the equipment and utensils, along with drain boards for soil and clean items, etc., etc. So it goes on and on. Restroom, she doesn't need to have a restroom. You can see that. Toilet should be designated and conveniently located and accessible to employees during hours of operation. So wherever she is, even though she doesn't have to have a restroom, she still should be somewhere in the vicinity of a place that has that will allow her employees access and herself to a restroom so that they can use it during hours of operation. So lots of different things, lots and lots and lots. And you guys can go back, service and area, the documents she need to have for the initial inspection, certified food manager certification, time temperature controls. And then after all this, she has to do an application, right? A permit. So here's the permit application. Let me drink some water, sorry. So she has to have, I was talking to one of my aunts today, and y'all know you have like older people in the family. My aunt loves to talk on the phone, loves. And I love her dearly, but it strains my voice. Anyway, so this is it. Once she does all that, she has to apply for, she has to put in for a permit, right? And so, you have to go down this list and check all these boxes. She has to be very meticulous. She has to be very meticulous, right? You can't just put on an application like, hey, I want to open a truck. Nah, you have to fill out all these areas. And a permit cannot be issued unless all pages are complete. It clearly says that right here. So on and on and on and on. So people are watching because y'all know that Carmen, stop. Y'all know that Carmen, we all saw it. We all saw her go out and, start operating on that truck. That's not how it works, honey boo boo child. What you're doing is putting the cart before the horse, all right? And the repercussions for, circumventing or getting around all of those rules and regulations that I just listed, there are so many. The repercussions are severe. Like you can get a strike. You can be prohibited from acquiring a food handler license because you didn't follow the rules and all the procedures and fulfill all the requirements before operating. Because you just stepped out and did that, they could definitely spank your hand and say, well, you can't have a license for 2 years because you did this. So a lot to lose for some work that, if Carmen and Tay put their heads together, they could easily, I won't say easily because that's a lot of shit to jump through. Even in New York, I don't know if it's that many requirements, but it's a lot. It is definitely a lot. And, they need to be following the rules. So let me see what you all are saying in these comments. Anita says she's begging for all the followers. She's begging for all the followers. She and Tay blocked to come back. I saw that. I took a screenshot of it too. Did y'all see that? Let me put it up for y'all. Hold on. I took a screenshot of it when I saw it. So what's happening is, well, before we get to that, let me see what you guys are saying. So, oh my word. Quick Carmen will never sell food in Texas then. I knew she would get herself in trouble with that food truck. I'm telling you, listen, you can't do what you was doing in Atlanta, in Texas. This is a totally different land. And again, these are all the things that Karina was doing. So someone said about Karina one time, one live, like, oh, Karina's not doing shit. She's just walking around and, Carmen's doing all the work. No, I just gave y'all a quick sneak peek into some of the things that is required to run a food truck business on the back end, administratively, operationally. All right. So this was Carmen's, this was Karina Boss Lady's arena to handle these things and take care of these things. And now that Carmen's left to her own devices, this shit's about to blow up in her face.